Hello, my name is Alfredo and I'm a taxi driver. So, people talk about the theory of evolution, the theory of creation, and each group could come up with some convincing argument to show that their theory is correct. And I think they're both right. I think we were created with the ability to evolve. And here's how I think it happened. This universal intelligence became aware of itself, and having had more than enough time in its hands, designed everything. Designed everything from soup to nuts. I mean, from the Big Bang, through the dinosaurs, through us, further down the road, through the aliens. What we call aliens or extraterrestrials. Everything was designed in a recursive process. So ultimately, the ultimate goal is for it to duplicate itself. And so we are just part of that recursive process. And if you were to go to other parts of the universe, you would find other planets with dinosaurs, for example. Because so imagine the Big Bang as a starting point, and then, well, it banged. And so there were things that banged before we did. So we're somewhere in the middle. And those aliens they came out of the Big Bang first, right? So they have that much more time to be able to develop and to progress and to evolve. And so again, if you closer to the Big Bang, you would find planets that are still going through the dinosaur stage, and then you would find other planets that are in the human stage, like us, and then you will find other planets that are in the aliens or extraterrestrial stage. They're more advanced than us, but they're not alone. Throughout the universe, there's multiple realities of this, whereby, when aliens come to visit us, it is much like when we are digging fossils, looking at our past. When we are digging through fossils, we're looking at our past. When they come to visit us, they're looking at their past. And so, believe me, if they wanted to destroy us, they could just snap their fingers and we would be destroyed. It is more like, just like when we look at species that are close to extinction, we want to protect them. And so these aliens would want to do the same thing with us, because they don't want us to go extinct. And so, but the ultimate goal would be for sentient beings that are ultimately so, I don't know what words to use, well adjusted, or they have such high emotional intelligence that they are like God. In other words, God is looking to duplicate itself by this recursive process of creation. And can you see any mirrored realities between that? Well, we can see it in us, right? We could see a mirrored reality in us to what the Creator is trying to accomplish, meaning it's trying to create an infinite number of possibilities that are a copy to itself. We are a copy to ourselves. In other words, each one of our cells, 60 to 100 trillion copies of them, all have our DNA. The 60 to 100 trillion cells in my body have the genetic makeup that makes me. In other words, there's 60 to 100 trillion copies of me inside of me. And throughout the universe, there would be an infinite number of copies of what ultimately would be a copy of God. And the scriptures tell you, when you are in the service of your fellow men, you are in the service of your God. We were created in the likeness and image of God. So we are copies of God. Just like that little cell right there. You can't see it, but it's a copy of me. Well, no wonder why God wouldn't want us to be killing each other, for example. Because we are part of it. That would be like, all these little cells saying, okay, we're going to kill each other, and then there's no more skin. Well, that's not good. Well, we shouldn't be killing each other. We should love one another and learn from one another and work together, just like the cells of a body are working together for the bigger picture. And so that's ultimately what I think it's the goal. God created us looking to make copies of itself. And you could see those recursive processes. I mean, for us to have a car today, for example, we needed to have fossil fuels. Well, so that's why the dinosaurs had to come first. In order for us in the future to travel through the galaxy, well, we have to be here first. So then first, the fossil fuels have to be there first. So that then today we could have fossil fuels and we could learn about propulsion and learn about physics and learn about all those things that we've been learning about, so that then we could move to the next phase, right? We could move to the phase where we are out there conquering space, so that we could continue that line, of that progression line, because the universe was designed in a recursive process that calls for planets to be swallowed up by black holes. There is a reason for that. Again, mirrored realities, right? And you could see other videos about mirrored realities, what I mean by mirrored realities. But because of those mirrored realities, this system of things, or this planetary system, eventually will be part of that process where we would go through a black hole, right? And so would other planetary systems. There needs to be a recursive process that will take you out of this to the next level, meaning we need to learn about space exploration. We need to learn about how to conquer space, just like those other beings that came out of the Big Bang originally have done. And the very same ones that are not looking to destroy us, because if they wanted to destroy us, they could snap their fingers and it would happen. We will eventually learn how to travel through space. We will eventually arrive at a point where we are sentient beings like those that visited me in 1978, where they were like gods. They're floating in the air. They are able to control matter at will. That's the ultimate goal, i.e. copies of God. To hear more about these ideas, please visit mysecondchanceinlife.com. Thank you.